Good morning, good morning. What's poppin', y'all? How y'all doing? It is almost 7:30 in the morning. We have about a good hour before market opens, but I just realized that I didn't make a video for today. I didn't make the video last Friday, so decided I might as well just go ahead and do it. Everybody's up now, kind of, getting ready for the day, kind of figuring out what the game plan is. So might as well come on here and, give y'all a quick game plan real quick, just in case, I don't end up going live today or whatever the case may be. All right, so I was going to go over SPOT, our favorite ticker, and I'll go over a few other ones real quick. I know I'm kind of spicing things up a little bit, but just trying to get to this money, man. So yeah, let's get to it. All right, so first off, again, we had the gap down over the weekend, right? We always talk about how it's so hard, when in the bull markets to kind of swing short over the weekend because it's every single Monday we gap down and recover. Every one of them of this whole the whole push up, the whole bullish move that we've had for the past few weeks. Every single one of them gap down on Monday and recover, gap down on Monday, recover, gap down on Monday, recover. So even though I was live on Friday, and that's why I was like, man, it's gonna be a little scary trying to swing shorts because even though excuse me, even though it does look good to the downside, a lot of times it can happen in pre-market or after hours real quick, and then by the next day recover. And we've seen it happen multiple times, right? Even over here, dumped in after hours, next day we gap up to all-time highs. So yeah, just gotta be careful with that. But all right, let's get into it. So obviously our main level to be watching for this week is why not this week, today. We're gonna be just talking about today. I forgot this is a daily recap video. So yeah, Friday it was OPEX. We didn't do much. I told everybody like, hey, once you realize that, you got to realize that most of the time they're going to be just burning premiums, right? Whatever side everybody's position's in, they're going to just be cooking them. So they cooked shorts, they cooked longs, and just didn't really do much. But so we got a little gap down overnight. I think the overnight low was 733.50. So we came about all the way about down here, right? And which is honestly a nice little level. It's a break and retest of these lower wicks from last Tuesday, where we bottomed out at 731 and then recovered. So as long as we can continue to hold this, then it's just another, in my opinion, another higher low, So, but the scary part is because we topped so quickly at 750, I do think if we can get back above the 5 day, right, get back above that 740 and break back above 743, you kind of got to be, a little hesitant just because you don't want to get caught in the possibility of having a lower high, right? Like we have a high here, but you could use this. Obviously, for now, we don't really have much to go off of. So you could use the 744 as that lower high. But, just be careful, just blindly going long. Obviously, we just want the market to recover. Of course, we all do. We just want we want everything to just go up and just buy and just keep squeezing. But, of course, in bull markets, you do need pullbacks, right? You need pullbacks. So just because, it looks scary at the moment, don't get scared of this. Because most people do. They'll forget about all of this and they'll just be like, oh, it's going down. It's over. You know what I'm saying? So, and especially with all the fear mongering on social media. So, don't, like I always tell everybody, just keep it simple. Don't overhype yourself and get your emotions all wrought up for no reason just yet, right? We have a long way down before we can really start being like, oh man, what if this also a trap? You know what I'm saying? So, as of right now, yeah, like I said, just possibly just setting up for a higher low. So we do have this range in between basically 730 and 740. So what I'm going to be looking for, like I said, if this is just a range breakout and roll back under, and let's say we can't get back above 740, then most likely I'll be looking to see if we can roll back over. And like I said, I'm not personally looking for short entries, but I will, watch the shorts for sure. So, yeah, I'm not going to be too like put crazy or nothing like that. Like I paid puts at the end of the day Friday, but yeah, I'm more so gonna be scalping puts rather than, holding full positions unless, like I said, we can, get some sort of higher low, and or my fault, I keep saying get some sort of lower high. Then I'll be able to set, okay, on the hourly, like okay, this is just starting to get a little roll, right? It might roll over or something. So yeah, other than that, like also, and this was a golden pocket too from this little pop all the way up. So I'm like, okay, cool. As long as we can hold that golden pocket, 681 fib, then, like I said, we'd be a lot more careful about trying to go short, right? Especially if we get back above that 740. We get back above that today. I hope we do. I hope we just, it's a trap. Because remember, we've played these traps, like 6 times during this whole entire bull market, right? And then what is a bull trap? How does that look, right? So it'll look like, or bear trap, my fault. So you'll have these levels, right? You'll have these levels. It'll be pull up, going crazy, and then boom, it can come take out one of the the swing lows or something like that, and then it'll feel real. It'll feel like, oh, the market's reversing. But with all this bullish momentum, there's probably a lot of buyers waiting. So what it'll try a few times to dump, get back above, and then it'll squeeze it, right, and take it right back up, which is basically what it's done, a bunch of times, right? Even over here, right? Took out these smaller time frame ones, took out the little, swing low, came back down, squeezed. Even over here, right? Even on the smaller, like 15, you can find these bull traps really anywhere if you know what you're looking for. But yeah, you see how simple that is? Like it's trending up, it's trending up, it's trending up, and then you come take out right there. You come take it out, and then it chopped. It felt so real, right? And then it just squeezed back up. So remember, even though we see these even though we keep seeing these bear traps all the time on the smaller time frame, they also play out on bigger time frames. So of course, if it's a higher time frame, it just means you have to be more patient, right? So if this is a trap, like I said, if we cannot reclaim 740, then okay, cool. We can probably look for, see if we can roll over low, see if we can take out the pre-market low, stuff like that. But if we do, then like I said, I'm not gonna be looking for no crazy shorts, right? We get back above, and we can't get back above. Okay, cool, and we roll back over, right? We get back to pre-market low, we lose previous day's close, then I'll be like, okay, cool, right? I'm probably get a little bit more downside, especially because we have the 20-day SMA. Where is it at? Let me see. Yeah, 20-day SMA right around 720. Probably open up around 724, a little higher probably. But I do think we do need a decent pullback, right? So I'm not saying a reversal or calling tops, not like that. I'm just saying like a pullback, like I said, which is healthy, because you got to remember we are trending up, right? Look at the daily chart. The trend is bullish, right? We can all agree with that, right? The trend is bullish, but every other trend, like I said, I always go over this every time I'm live. I always explain this, right? Even in bull markets, we do get pullbacks to the 20, right? It's like the 21 EMA. If you're trading like intraday, you get nice pullbacks to the 21 EMA. If it's holding, right, we continue up with the trend. So same rules apply. If we can't, just continue from here over the 5 and over Friday's high, and then possibly close that gap. Or like I said, if we do start to lose today's low, watch for that 735 and 731, which is really the same levels, right? And finally, we're actually trading inside of a range we've already been in before, so it makes it just a little bit easier, right? So yeah, if the 5 does kind of plateau or stay flat, that's going to be my main level to watch, and it'll probably, like I said, it'll coincide with wherever this is as well. So yeah, if we cannot get back above, I would just say an easy rule of thumb: if we break back and we cannot get back above yesterday's or Friday's high, then you kind of have to be careful, because they might, they could be setting a lower high up under here and make it roll back down, and like I said, we'll just play level to level to level. And like I said, I don't know, man. We'll see how it goes live, but I'm just not, looking to be too crazy when it comes to shorts. Even if we get a nice move down, I would rather save my buying power for a nice dip buy, right? I'd rather, because the market's gonna remain bullish until it proves otherwise, right? So as long as it's remaining bullish, then it's cool. It's fine. You need pullbacks. You need this healthy. How far is this drop? Hold on. From all time high, how far we go? Well, actually, we went to 733.52. 733.52. Yeah, it's over $15. It's 2%. That is decent. But I wouldn't love to see us get back above, and just go. But yeah, obviously, okay, that's upside. Upside's always easiest. Now we got to take care of the downside. So first off, the main thing we're gonna be watching is previous day's close, right? 737 or 738 roughly. If we cannot get back above that, right, and we start to use that as resistance versus, you see how it's support here, right? See how it's support here, pop, kind of fell a little bit. This is that trap we talked about, right? Got that trap and then squeeze back up. So if we cannot hold, right, previous day's close, we'll watch for the 736. And of course, like I said, you watch for that, the overnight lows are sitting around, 733.50. So, and we actually consolidated there for really all night. Yeah, I think all night. As soon as the pre-market opened last night, we consolidated around that 733. But we've obviously we're starting to pop from there. But yeah, so if we do take out that low, like I said, watch for that 733.24. But yeah, these are some of our main areas I kind of be looking for, either a trap to be set or a higher low, right? We lose this 730. You give it a rough 730, right? Let's say we lose to 730. Then I would be more inclined to just wait for, this 20-day moving average would probably, a little breakdown retest below 729, you know, and then just that 724. 724 is gonna be my main line in the sand when it comes to, all right, this is where I plan on, you know, probably getting some decent longs, because we were resistance here, right, and then we broke up and we just haven't been back since. So we haven't tested this, you know, these areas in normal trading hours quite yet. So you know, it's gonna be a pretty simple game plan, nothing too crazy. Yeah, nothing really too crazy. And real quick, I want to go over just these two, right? When I was doing live charting last night, somebody was like, "Oh, what about snow?" And I was like, "Hold on a second. You kind of got like a little inverse head and shoulder going on, right? A little inverse head and shoulder over. As long as we can hold over this 156, it looks like we're kind of gapping up now. So I have an alert over this high. If we can do that, I'll go along with this, you know, by some time. We got a little gap fill here, right at 162, and then have another gap all the way up at 175. So this really could go. You know, snow really could get a nice little pop, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. But if not, like I said, if we can't, I mean, I'll probably still take this little scalp up here, you know, to the 175 so we can get back above. But if not, you know, it'll probably roll back down, because you still gotta look at the bigger picture, right? We still are in a, you know, somewhat downtrend as of now, you know. So definitely be careful, but something to watch, right? Something to keep an eye on. And then this one too, Microsoft. So I actually do like Microsoft. I was looking at it this morning. Yeah, so like same rules. We can get back above Friday's high for Microsoft. I definitely will be looking for you know, seeing what's going on with that. I'm trying to figure out where I have my chart at. 1 second. Might be here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, super simple, right? So we got a little inverse head and shoulder as well, right? We've reclaimed the 20 and the 5, so we can hold that, right? Push back above Friday's high. Then we'll get, there we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, it looks better. Right, so we have this nice huge move up. Then we have this daily bull flag. You know, consolidation leads to expansion, right? So in our best case, right, remember, not financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy or, you know, instantly do nothing. My game plan is to wait till we take out this 428, right? That high of Friday and that peak of previous Thursday looks like, all right? So we do that, instant gap right at 432, and then of course that neckline, or not neckline, but the previous breakdown zone would be like that 440. So that's what I'll probably play. You know, like I said, you do your own thing, you do whatever you want. Y'all are adults, y'all are grown, but that's just game plan for right now. So yeah, remember, don't panic yet. You know, we're okay. We have support here. We have some support here. You know, we do have a huge gap down to 723. So this is why I said that 724, they could just real quick, right, get us a nice little pullback, tap the 20, or it might take some time, right? If it's a slow pullback, it could do like this, and then, you know, it'd probably take a week or something. You know what I'm saying? So just be careful. 30-minute charts. Remember, watch the 30-minute levels. Do not be just chasing stuff, right? Don't just be chasing the market moves and I saw it started pushing that open. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be chasing moves. Remember, you're never gonna really miss anything, right? You're never gonna miss. You might miss a specific trade, but you can always catch the move, right? You can always catch, you know, a piece of the move. You can always catch a little, you know, a little profit, and that's all we want to do, right? We just want to catch a little profit. So yeah, be careful. Remember that 5-day SMA. So that that 740 ish up to Friday's high. Because look, we do have this range, right? Where it just kind of rotated all day, rotated. So if this is just a breakdown, it's gonna come back up, right? It's gonna give you an inverse head and shoulder, right? And then the measured move would be however low we went from here. So roughly $4, and then you can put that above roughly $4. So it would kind of take us right back up here, right? So yeah, be aware of both sides, you know. Make sure I got your measured moves, make sure everything's smooth, make sure, you know what I'm saying? And make sure everything's good. You know, and really, like I said, just lock in, be patient, and yeah, you know, we'll bank, you know, whatever happens. So yeah, as long as everything is good, copacetic, right? Look, and just like that too, this is what we talked about, the overnight move already being completely erased. It's done this every single time. That's why I was like on Friday, hey, you can swing shorts, but just be very careful about what you're doing. So yeah, just watch like I said, keep watching those same levels. We're not out of the woods just yet. I'm not saying like it's just instantly gonna recover right now, but yeah, you know, watch that 5. As long as we can get back above, we're green, right? We're golden. Come squeeze up, probably take out this high, and you know, like I said, bull markets, we don't. Obviously, 750 is a psychological level, but we really don't know how high this thing can really go. So really, all we got to do is just chill, right? Chill, relax. Y'all enjoy y'all day. I'll probably go live. Yeah, not feeling the best, but I'll you know, try to keep everything copacetic, keep pushing. But see you guys, and yeah, that's it. Let's keep banking.